Doesn't it just fill you with pride? Showing who you are on the inside. Wave that pride flag up high. Be true to you. Show your pride with those flags, everybody. Here we go. Red light, orange healing, yellow is sunlight, green nature, blue harmony, purple is spirit, baby blue.
I want to vomit. So that's what Nickelodeon apparently is doing for Alphabet Month. And so you have this hefty dude who, this song is horrible. It's audible AIDS. It is. It's audible AIDS. Who sings about this stuff? I just want to be, shut your dumb mouth. Please just shut your dumb mouth. Just shut up. That's what I want to sing. And then like going through all the colors, like, and green is for grass. Shut up. That's so stupid. You're just making stuff up now. This, good grief. Welcome back to the program. I had to watch this, so you do too. This is what happens if you feed an Oompa Loompa after midnight.
Oh, I was wondering.
See how I wove in the gremlins and the Oompa? Yeah, I didn't have to explain it. You get it. Dana Loesch here with you. Just keep it going, Juan. I had to watch this. So everyone else does also. I did. Can you imagine if your kid was, like, you walked in and your kid was watching this?
Oh, my gosh.
I did not allow my kids to just watch television. Like, if they wanted to watch something, especially if, like, when they were real little, if I was in the kitchen and I was, like, doing something, if I was writing an article or whatever it was, if they did watch something, I'd put in a VeggieTales disc, like the old school VeggieTales stuff, and they could watch that. And then I knew that there wasn't going to be anything weird that popped up or anything that we hadn't discussed or something, But I just don't understand the point of trying to, like, do this to kids. And if they're young enough where you have to teach them colors with this stuff, they're too young to understand your sexual fetishes, because that's what all of this is, like, based on. It's based on sexual fetishes, and people who tell you otherwise, they're lying to you and they're pretending, and it's insulting to everyone. So just stop. This is the complete opposite of behind closed doors, none of your business, which was how I was raised. That's how all of us 90s kids were raised. Like, when people who came to age in the 90s, all of us who were teenagers in the 90s, this is how we were raised that way. That if it goes, whatever's behind closed doors is people's business, etc. That was the don't ask, don't tell era. Now it's in your face and you have to applaud. You have to cheer and applaud. It's totally different. So you can see why, a lot of folks are thinking, what? This is totally the opposite of what you told us. It's completely the opposite. It's gotten so predictable and it's so overrepresented that it's making people resentful because it's condescending at this point. But this whole thing, what would you do, Kane, if you walked in and your kids were watching that?
That wouldn't happen. Actually, my kids, the cartoons that I had exposed them to were the old Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers ones.
Old Bugs Bunny.
We had on VHS and then later on DVD. But that's what they grew up with. And then the only thing that I thought was funny and on TV at the time when it first came out was SpongeBob.
That was pretty good.
And I let them, when they were really young, watch
I never had a problem with SpongeBob. SpongeBob just, like, was legit.
I hear some families had issues with The Simpsons, but I always let my kids watch The Simpsons.
I never really had an issue with The Simpsons. He'd say, eat my shorts. And I remember when I was in elementary school, that was a big thing that you weren't. Oh, my God. So mean. I'm like, now it's, like, worse. Now people are cutting their willies off. It's, like, way worse.
Boy, has this world evolved.
It's no joke, right? Good night. But this has been all month. You can't even enjoy June because everyone's throwing rainbows at you. Did you say this? Did you applaud? Everything is covered in rainbows, and it's just annoying. And it's all signaling, we support how these people have the sex. Yay, us. Look how open-minded we are. And then if you're like, can you leave the kids out of it? Then they accuse you of attacking them. And I just kind of feel like if you react that way to being told to leave the kids alone, then maybe you should be told to leave the kids alone, because that's weird. And most people don't try to make lecturing to children about sexual proclivities part of an advocacy. Why is that the hill that everybody wants to die on? I don't get it. It is the weirdest thing to me. Now it's like, no, we're going to make your kids stop. I still like that one drag queen that told Jesse Waters that he said that any drag queen that's performing for kids is basically, is a basic B drag queen who has no talent and can't get an evening show, which I thought was hysterical. They're like, if kids are your audience, he said, if kids are your audience, then you're a horrible drag queen. And also probably a pedophile, just saying.
Also, if this was such a joyful lifestyle and all that, why aren't they like?
Why are they such angry bitches?
Right. Well,
If they're
that
so
too.
joyful and it's all about pride, why are you so hateful?
Why aren't they encouraging them to go in front of these like crowds of elderly people who like they no longer get visited by family anymore? Why don't we see any outreach by the drag queens to the elderly?
Well, because we're trying to keep them alive. Look, I get,
It's always
and not
kids,
shock them
though.
to death.
They're always putting them in front of kids, though.
yeah, because it's weird. But I get it that you think that old people aren't innocent, but you shouldn't do that to them, Kane. If you took this lunchbox and set him before an elderly woman, you'd give her a heart attack.
That is not fair. Not all old people are innocent.
If you
There's
set that
certainly-
one thing that had that one dude that had eyes like that click beetle, and you put that in front of an old man, that old man would have a heart attack. He'd be like, "The hell is this?"
I don't know. I think your eyesight in your old age is a little diminished, so that may be helpful for the old people to
Gosh,
see
he hates
exaggerated
the
makeup
old
like
people,
that.
doesn't he? Golly, Kane, we're going to have it.
Not fair.
Telling you what. But it's the whole month. Normandy, the observance of D-Day got a day. And then 4th of July, you get a day. A day. Independence Day. It should be Independence Month. You get Independence Day. You should have Independence Day, and then, okay, here's a whole month of independence celebrations. And that's about the creation of our republic. Now you get a whole month for how people choose to get it on. And I'm so done with it. It's annoying at this point. Golly. And then the people lecturing, don't put your murals on the asphalt if you don't want people to drive over them. Although I would think that skid marks are part of the whole costume.